hit heights like my alma mater. This is how it goes. Love is always messy. I've confessed the best. We probably can't see how the POC when you keep me guessing. I want to stress this is a bad situation for me. I should break up with you, but I don't wanna, cause got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Well, they say I'm on the rebound. Boy, your name is Ben Wallace. Be like Shaq and dunk it back, cause maybe I'm the tallest. But flawless I am not, so I'm questioning that shot. Like Big Ben shooting free throws, but you're really fucking hot. So what do they know? I'm not wounded just because they say so. Wounds will bruise me, sure there's pain, but I always say I'm like a volcano. Can we be the same though? Not a simple yes or say no when you're clogged up on the dude like your life needs fucking Drano. It's insane though. He treats you like shit. And you can't quit it. Now I've really stepped in it, cause I've got the feel for you and I should just move the fuck on. But I'm not going to, because got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. You like my body. You like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Whatever.
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I've got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on. Murder on the beat like Godzilla slaying Tokyo. Just left your girlfriend sheets. Boomerang, Rufio! Hooked her on the beat, Sonic. She was never saying no. We're pulling on her tabletop, but she got some booty though. Product for the ones with positronic brains that wanna laugh the fuck up from the positive. But once it's like you do that kept on positronic. If I'm honest, Betty well will probably still be here tonight. I'll leave this crew in mind of world will want me Sonic. Losing brains are worse than me. Like that one piece Luke King, I'm out to find that booty, Nami's on it. So what you say out the COVID quarantine, and you're looking good at me. Wanna let me in that Polly Pocket?
And I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on. Fucking trends like I'm a winter soldier. No girlfriend, no skull into my boulder. I pull on the depends fully when I'm older and still get checked like a door on gets older. Focus gold ranger hater, pink trying to domesticate. I get it straight so I ain't gonna masturbate. Swapping ride and thinking low faster than my own self-hate. Think I'm cool like Ricky Bobby, but I'm bagging Ricky Lake. It's just a journey that I'm on. I fuck a lot, don't tell my mom. I suck at bills cause weed's the bomb, and I like the girls when they get that green on. She did something hard to swallow, leaving me. That was worth the blind you from my density. Now I'm back to a future where it's just me in a world of
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on.
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
Like the economy, don't call it a recession, cause 1% think it's great and the rest of y'all can lay off. I'm guessing sticking to dick jokes and nearly 40s childhood regression. When the fuck is the payoff? Clearly shorty was a better term than bitches, but when situations gotta stick in ditches, since the pace of bills we fix is back to burning witches when we should be burning corporations, but we riches down fixing for pills. But who cares? Cause I can make it still, be the 1%. Ain't that the thrill? That'll fix it all. Let bears and bulls do their will, but it bears repeating. We full ass can't pay our bills still. Gotta keep the hope alive. American dreams for American lives. You forget your woes when I shuck and jive, and if that doesn't work, scroll me on by. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time. Next video make you happy, you're sure this time. Next video make you happy, you're sure this time. Next video make you happy, you're sure this time.
Be healthy, but we're cuter than a selfie. Pure like romance, market self-pleasuring, multi-level market selling. Telling how we're always faulty on the shelf, but still be fucking funky knows now Tori spelling. Let's do Polly, Mary Shelley. Frankly, every dime of Benside's money couldn't buy the kinds of things I feel inside whenever you are by my side. Hell, let's play shell games with our feelings. I'm on your line, just keep on reeling. You might be null, so fake's appealing. Stay in the weeds like Kevin Nealon. Heaven only knows what I would be without you. Feel big love like I'm built.
I am not my much prettier girlfriend, but you should stick around and watch what I'm doing anyways, cause I share some stream accounts with my much prettier girlfriend, but I think if you hang out, you'll find out that I am we share a Twitch account, twitch.com/dorkspace. She's on it honestly most of the time. I'm sorry that I'm not the hottie that you were hoping to find. Pretty hot though, if I say so, just not the hottie you were looking for. But I'm playing every game on the Nintendo 64 and every Final Fantasy game that's come before. So please stay and watch me, por favor. I can't do this song anymore.
Hello. Hello, hi, hello. Welcome once again to the show that was originally titled Not So Final Fantasy, in which I play Final Fantasy games forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and it never ends. we made decent progress in this game before we had to break for way too long. Alright. Gonna make sure our controller's gonna work here. I let my kids borrow my controller. It's a rookie mistake, but they were very excited about us all playing together. It was like a big thing of like, can we all play Mario Kart together? Which I think we only got like maybe one of them. Why is this not old? Can we set it up? Yeah, it should be good. Okay. Maybe I just had to unplug it and plug it back in. That does seem to be the case. Okay. Oh yeah, this tower. We're working on this tower, I think. I think it's been too long. Been too long. I don't even remember what we're doing. We should maybe go do some leveling up, just so I can get my head back wrapped around Final Fantasy II, the game in which you hit yourself. That has honestly grown on me quite a bit. All right, we're going to, yeah, because we're trying to see if we can get her I mean, her MP's all the way up to... Oh, she's almost out of MP. Okay, we need to leave. That's good to know. It's good to know that we left this in like a not good state. So we need to go back and sleep in a... Oh no, she's in good shape. 448. I was reading the top guy's MP instead. It's been a while. To say we might behoove us to head back to town, though, get our feet back underneath us, and I'm pretty sure we were on this little tower. I don't think we finished it off. I think we got to it at the very end, if memory serves. See, as always in life, I need to be taking Sam's advice. Sam takes notes just in case life happens, and it takes 8,000 years to get back to what you're streaming, which makes a lot of sense. I will say the worst, like, story-wise, I really like the idea of this rotating fourth position. I will say the worst bit of it is just like, okay, so I need to probably do something with Edward here, get him a little, like if I take him into battle, he's gonna be in not great shape, right? Like, he's so squishy. And he doesn't really have any magic. Like, I could like sit and like, yeah, I don't know. I could run him through a bunch of different things to try to get his HP and MP up like crazy. You know, I could try attacking him here. Put him in a position where he'll hopefully level up again. Like, we can do all that stuff, but it's like, how much work are you gonna put in when, like, at some point, like, the person's gonna leave, which is again the problem with. Need 3. Oh, she's got 0. I thought she had like 3. I was reading it wrong. Yeah, but she can do this thing. And of course, she had 0 because we gamed it out. So that all of her stuff goes up. I love that that it makes 0 narrative sense that the stay at the inn is proportional to how unless you're saying that like you stay that many days or something to gain all that stuff back, then I guess it kind of makes sense. But I love the idea that like this small town is just like starting to make out like bandits because suddenly these adventurers are just like dropping thousands of gil that they never would have before. Has there been like a movie or a book or something that's played around with the like, hey, these D&D adventures are really messing up these local economies by coming in and just like vastly changing the ecosystem by bringing all this money in and then moving on? That has to be a thing, right? Alright, so we're gonna have you once again attack him. We're gonna have you try to swap with the closest person. We're gonna have you attack the person in the back. We're gonna have you attack the other person in the back. Go team. Swap was ineffective. Let's try it again. You hit yourself. You hit yourself. Looks like it went through. Nice. Alright, now we can... None of that's gonna work. Now we can kill this dude. Oh, we did it! Yay! Bum, 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 bum. Everyone's stats go up. Then we go stay at the inn. It cost $1 million. At least 1,500. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, you know, the town is not used to seeing 1,500 gil, but now it gets 1,500 gil. Like what is? All right, so we got up to 758. We got her MP all the way up to 608 now, which is impressive. Let's do that a few more times. Alright, so you're gonna hit this dude. You are going to swap this dude. You are gonna attack this guy in the back. You are gonna attack the other guy in the back. Go team. Swap worked right away. Alright, so you're attack. What is up next? How goes Final Fantasy thing? It goes. We're cruising along. Did you finish Expedition 33? I'm near the end of that game, and it's incredible. Loving that game. You did indeed? Nice. Yeah, I'm at the point where I could kind of finish it at any time, but I'm enjoying just running around and cleaning that map up of all of its fun, crazy stuff, and breaking that. That's one of my favorite games to break in a very long time. Should be enough there. Guarantee that he's gonna get some level up. Nick said I would suggest finishing the story before you're doing all the side stuff because there's no scaling, so you just face roll it. I think I scaled for like 45 to 50. It scaled for 45 to 50. I was 90. Okay. Yeah, my problem is, like, I'm worried that if as soon as I beat that stuff, then I'm going to be like, okay. And I tend not to really enjoy, like, and it doesn't matter the game. Like, I fucking love, what is, Horizon Zero Dawn. And I remember there was like the whole DLC that takes place after the fact that I was like, I bought, and I was like, okay, no, I'll definitely, or maybe I didn't have it while I was playing it and you can play it at any time. And I was like, yeah, I'll go back in and play it. But once I finished the world and saved the world, I was kind of like, well, you know, I did the thing. Putting my head against Simon now, it's hard. What is Simon? Hit the wrong button on the controller and accidentally pulled up the game bar, which is not a thing that I've ever wanted to pull up ever. Oh, there's a couple optional bosses. He's one of them. Gotcha. Yeah, and that's what I want to do, theoretically, all those optional bosses. But I fought the big dragon thing in the sky like once, and I was like, huh, I don't know that I'm getting this done. I certainly would like to, but good lord, that was I was gonna save before we went in there, but okay, with your pomp and circumstance. The guy in the sky took me over an hour. I think I had 300 parries and 70 dodges on that fight. Yeah, I just took him on for the first time. I didn't realize or even conceive of an enemy that would drain your AP. That kind of got me. I got caught with my pants down a little bit because I'm like, I'm doing things right. I beat the big dude in the water, Splarge, whatever his name was, and so I was like, I'm fine. I'm so. And I equipped the thing that you get after he beat him too, which is like quite the game changer. So I was like, okay, I got this. I can take down Sky Dragon dude, and then very quickly I was like, this is not gonna be going well. All right, here is. Next said I made the mistake of taking on a few guys where you can break the 9999 that I should have. I definitely tried. I couldn't beat them though. I really wanted to beat that dude in the water. I wanted that gosh, what are they called? The little like basic materia ass things in that game. I forget what they're called. But I really wanted the one that he drops because I had seen what it was and I was like, ooh. All right, Mystia Tower, which is what we're on. Make sure there's nothing too crazy. Oh, I gotta pull up a map too, so we can see what we're doing, see what we're working with. Yes. Tower of Mystia map. Again, at the start of this playthrough, I was trying very hard to never be looking at anything like this. And as we've hit the like past even 6 months point of playing this game, at this point, I'm looking. I no longer am like must maintain integrity of never looking at guide stuff ever.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Hey, thanks so much for the raid. Let me get back to my decent screen. Thanks so much for this raid, Naru. Been playing FF2 that long. I have. If you don't, hello, welcome in, Amy Lark. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dork Duck. There's often my partner Alina will also be with me. My name's Jeff. I love all the cats there in that raid alert. Where are you playing? I'll make sure you get a shout out here. Good to see you. Hope life is treating you well. There's I respect you for staying true to the OG for FF2. It's a lot. Crash Twinsanity. How is Crash Twinsanity? Let me know. If for some reason you're not following Naru, Naru does a bunch of old school retro video game stuff. Often PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era stuff. Met them through Spike, who obviously does similar things. And it's how we found out about the Final Fantasy IX voice acting that kind of broke Sam and I's brain last time we went over. We raided into Naru's channel and watched a whole trailer on that, which sounds pretty cool and amazing. There says Twin Sanity was actually amazing. Nice. But yeah, for some reason you're not following Naru, please do. If you don't know who I am, we do a Monday through Friday, although we skip Wednesdays now. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday morning show, in which we talk about like the gaming news and other such nonsense. And then we do video game streams like this one on Mondays, in which I've been slowly playing through every Final Fantasy game. And we've only made it to the second one. I'm not going very fast. Morning? Yeah, it's not my favorite thing either, but it gets us ready for the workday. So, I sell comic books for my like real life job, and so often I'm pretty good about going in and being in the comic shop and like selling the comics, but there's a lot of paperwork stuff that we open at noon, and if we didn't have Dork Duck Daily, the morning show, I would sleep till like 11:45, and then I would roll out of bed and go, and then it's often like, Jeff, did you file this paperwork? Did you do this thing? And it's like, no, I didn't do any of it because I was asleep. There says the OGs go by extra slowly, so it's normal. It is definitely not fast. Well, and then life just kept happening, and with this stream scheduled like once a week, you know, as anything comes up or anything has to like move around, it's just one of those things where it then becomes harder and harder to be like, okay, well, now we've not played it for 2 or 3 weeks now, and now, you know, which didn't come up as much. The first game I played pretty much, I don't think I missed a Monday, maybe 1 or 2. But I did, even on Selena's birthday, I played some Final Fantasy, so I didn't miss any for that one. Life was a little more generous, and this one has been, yeah, just life keeps hitting it schedule-wise, so there is that, but even then, I was playing the first one for a long time. It takes a long time to learn all these systems, and then this one especially is weird because there's just so much that very few people have played this one, especially all the way through. And so you have that aspect of just, there's not a lot of great information out there, or when you think you find it too, it's in fact not for this version, it's for like one of the Game Boy releases or something, and you're like, oh, okay, well that doesn't really help me. Alright, so alright. Oh, but I was saying, Nick said, I was gonna say, very few people have played Final Fantasy 2 to completion. Yeah, exactly. But Nick, I was gonna say that like part of my obsession with Expedition 33 is more so than any game I've played in a really long time. I'm so nostalgic for the old days of, I want to go buy a thick ass Brady Games guide to that game. I've so much do I want to just sit down so that when I'm not playing it, I'm really like, oh, let me, all the mime locations, page 77, let me look at that. That game is so good, and I really miss that era of players' guides anyways, that the internet kind of ruined, but I don't think it's been as pronounced as it is with this game, because I would love to then look at a shelf and be like, oh yeah, well, next playthrough I should grab this and do this thing. Game is very good. People are probably sick of me talking about Expedition 33. Because that's like all I've been talking about for weeks, but... Nick says, considering the game has no minimap, OMG, yeah, a physical guide would be amazing. Just, yeah, and those old school... You know, I think that, like, as much as people would not be as into it as they used to be, because, like, yeah, you can go online and find anything supposedly. I think there'd online and find anything supposedly. I think there'd be a market if they did guides again. It would be more of a boutique market, but honestly, I don't actually think that, like, it's gotten harder and harder to find, like, a good guide online. It's not like the old days where you just find, like, you type in a game and 1,000 different ASCII guides would pop up. Like, these days you're dealing with, like, the only guys are on YouTube, and, like, I gotta click through their 17 different, like, dumb jokes at the beginning just to find, like, will you just tell me how to do this thing I'm trying to figure out? But I do think there's a world in which the guide would be actually pretty helpful. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright, let's... Nick says now they bang out templated pages using syndicated content and probably won't have what you're looking for. GameFAQs back in the day was the best. Yes, it was. And we didn't know what we had. It's such a bummer. And well, it's like one of my favorite websites, which is not what it was and hasn't been for a long time, but it was Giant Bomb. I was a huge Giant Bomb fan back in the day. Now, if anything, I watch, like, where all those guys have gone on to other places, right? But I think they've like continued to zombie on in various forms, and then this past, and they were just like a personality driven gaming site with like podcasts and quick looks and those sorts of things, and were really ahead of the curve before they weren't. And like it's one of those, like, you're either there and you're into them or not, kind of like any of those places like Rooster Teeth or whatever. But like it's a big enough name that as the big people have even left, like they were continuing to kind of zombie on whilst being owned by various corporations. And the current corporation just one told them that they needed to do like only PG content, which then they released a podcast where they made fun of it and did anything but. They got pulled down. And it sounds like the corporation that owns them is just going to turn them into a site for like those shitty modern guides. And it's just like, nobody wants your AI written guides. That's not a thing that anybody is on the internet actively looking for, except for other bots. And we're just going to become an internet that is just bots here for bots for bots. Yeah, those are trash, yeah. Think GameFAQs is still there and in use. I used it for FF7 the other day. I'm using it right now. Literally, I have one open for this game. GameFAQs rule. Also, I love all the ASCII art. ASCII art is so much fun. But I'm still using the GameFAQs maps for this game because they're the last people to put out accurate maps that weren't based on like a new re-release or something. Alright, so we just popped out of... Speaking of these maps... Let's see, we just popped out of... 3. And we need to get to 8. Okay. Sorry. And again, like, at the beginning, I was very much in a, like, I'm not gonna... Oh, we were just walking through lava. Cool. It's, like, up to our eyes. I don't think you survive this. I don't think... Yeah, I think you just die. How bad is their health after all that? I guess not too bad, although Edward is not doing well. What are you? A basilisk? Uh-oh. Hopefully we don't get turned to stone. Oh, it's gonna run away anyways. Okay. Huzzah! We did it? Question mark? Okay, let's do some healing. Especially if Edward. Boy can't take his lava. Alright. But yeah, for some reason you're somebody out there that's on the fence about Expedition 33. Highly recommend it. See what's going on with this chap. Well done to get here, but you have to defeat me to go ahead. Alright. That's not what I expected. I thought you were a wizard. Did the wizard turn into the giant? Is that what happened? Was the wizard always a giant? If so, I kind of miss his hat. You can put the hat on the giant. That poor giant's posture, though. Yeah, he's not doing well. That's gonna give you a bad back. Oh, apparently fire is not the answer. That healed him. Go with some lightning instead, I guess. Oh wait, no, she's got that super mega spell, right? Or no, we're trying to get that. That's why we're here. Sorry. Trying to remember the story. Which I think the super mega spell is basically Ultima, but then in this game, it is in this bit poorly translated version of this game, it's like Xfer or something. Because the translation's real bad. Try lightning to see how that lands. Our physical attacks not doing so good. So really ice seems to be the, oh, okay, he's dead now. All right, bye red giant. Cool. Well, I didn't expect this. Let's see. Oh, it keeps going. Jesus. There is so much more. I thought that was the end. Oh my god. Alright. I really thought that was the big boss battle. I was mistaken. Alright, let's apparently we're gonna fight one for like each element, looks like, speaking at the guide, by the way. I guess I could have known that if I would have looked a little more ahead of time. Okay, so we're gonna go... over to 10. Where's my... yeah, okay. I forgot to heal. Should probably have healed before we did all this. That's a mistake. At least we're striking first. Hopefully they don't turn us to stone, as Basilisk and other media are wont to do. So far we've murdered one of them. Whose job was it to take care of that one? Oh, hers. Okay. Light him on fire. Thank you. That didn't quite murder him, but, you know. He's lit on fire. He knows what he's done. He's had a stern warning. Alright, let's remember to cure this time. So we're not, like, constantly on the verge of insta-death. We're good. I don't know what's in here. More basilisks. Okay. I want to fight you anyways. Final Fantasy II, been a while. Been so long. How's it going? Hope life is treating you well, Retro. Long time no see. I'm carrying so much bullshit. So much. And there's so much that I just can't even get rid of. Probably get rid of this random wooden staff. Watch that be some like crazy key item in the game. Ice shield. Hey dude, you want an ice shield? Will it be better than your opal shield? Find out. It'll be exactly the same. I'm sure there's some reason to get, I'm sure like it's very helpful against ice, or knowing these games and sometimes how they're backwards, it's very helpful against fire or something, but it also doesn't tell you that. So, and I don't have the Nintendo Power open. All right. We went at 10. So we came out of 10. We need to go basically completely around. So we get to 12. Okay. I can do that. Ow. Ice hurts. Oh, I can't get through there. I don't think. Back to the map. Oh, so I have to get up 11. Okay, this is just a way to get that chest over there. God damn it. What's even in that chest? Is it worth it? No. As I peeked at what's in the chest, it's not worth it. Okay, so we have to root back. We made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. I just sent like everybody at him because I wasn't sure we could take him out quickly, but we took him out in one hit. It's been a while since I faced those guys, but they used to really fuck me up, so I was running scared. Actually, I'll have her cast Kitsuna, which won't do anything, but will help us level that up. 'cause I don't need her magic right meow. But it would be nice to get Insuna up another level. Once we can get it up to... What is up, Snoopy? Look at you, the first one here. Nice. Hope life is treating you well, man. Good to be back playing Final Fantasy. I have missed it. Although I'm not gonna lie, there's like a big part of me that's like, what if I was just playing? I was like, what if I streamed Expedition 33 instead of Final Fantasy? What if I did it? Snoopy, have you played Expedition 33? Have you seen it? It's just, it is such a beautiful throwback to like that Final Fantasy era that you and I love so much. The game is so good. I love it so much. That's all I want to be doing with my life right now is playing that game. I gotta do these silly things like go to work and pay bills and watch my child win graduation awards. And it's like, what if I just played Expedition 33 instead? Snoopy says, missed the stream this morning, was busy denying a woman's insurance claim, breaking her heart and wallet. I missed the shows last week, and by missed, I mean I was available and bored. I'm sorry we let you down. I've not played that game. Okay, you need to put it on the list. If you have Xbox Game Pass, you just get it. Otherwise, it's only $50, which I know $50 is still a lot of money, but in a world where they're starting to charge $80 for games, I applaud the company that's like, hey, it's only $50. Nick says it's funny because I've been whining for years that I wish FF would go back and do some turn-based games and for the old guys like me who miss that stuff, and people are like, no one wants turn-based games anymore. Okay, yeah, but that's the same thing where I'm like, hey, I want episodic Star Trek. Give me a new version of Star Trek that's like the next generation. And every time I talk to someone like that, they're like, ugh, no one would watch that. And it's like, how do you guys know you don't put it out? And in this case, it's like they put out basically another Final Fantasy game in the style of old Final Fantasy games. And it's one of the most popular games that's come out this year. Snoopy says 50 isn't bad, but I gotta fork out $1,500 or so for a new washer and dryer. Nick says I can't believe Picard was a year older than me in TNG. Oh, don't say that shit out loud. That's not information I need. That hurts. My back hurts. Ugh. It's gonna win Game of the Year unless there's a big surprise somewhere. I think so too. I think it's gonna be 8 straight months from now. It's gonna be 8 straight months of people crossing their arms and being like, I've seen it, I don't want to play it. And then those people are gonna be so angry on the internet when it wins Game of the Year. I believe that's its arc. It's 8 months of people getting like so frustrated that people like that game that they're unwilling to try. And then it's gonna win Game of the Year, and then they're gonna be even more mad, and they're gonna be on the internet writing big things of just like, oh no, it's fine. Final 15, you got a car. I don't know. I don't know that there needs to be this big war. Oops. They hit everyone. Did they hit everyone? I don't know that there needs to be this big war either between like turn-based Final Fantasy game fans and the action Final Fantasy game fans, because like this year at this point there's been more years almost of them putting out non-turn-based Final Fantasies than turn-based, but and so there's a whole bunch of people that have spent their lives playing these games that to them Final Fantasy is, why wouldn't they see that as like a constant evolution into action games? Because like that's they have played the current ones that are action, and they've, you know, played the ones before that are like steadily feel like they're getting closer to that, so they're like, why wouldn't that be what Final Fantasy is? Whereas there's people, the old guys like me, that's like, I think that something becomes inherently less Final Fantasy when you turn it into an action game. And I'm not always the best at articulating that and why. And it's like, it's at this point, you know, there's so many action Final Fantasy games that, like, do I have a point anymore? You know, there's so many of those. That is what Final Fantasy is. Nick says, the thing is they keep banging out these action games and each one is less successful than the last. Yeah, because they're entirely riding on the checks that they're cashing the checks that were written by games like this, you know. It's fine. That's what they want to make. That's what they think people want, and so, like, and there's still people that love those games. You know, it's part of the fun of finding Sam is just like how much he likes and seems to prefer that era of Final Fantasy, and I was never gonna touch it till, you know, hanging out with him on here, and then I'm like, you know, maybe I do play through the 13 trilogy. All that stuff's interesting because I've never seen it before, really. Although I will try, especially for Sam, to play Final Fantasy 15, but that game gives me a headache. Just even watching someone else play that combat system, I'm just like, I feel old. There's too much happening. Screen's a big puddle of noise. I felt that way about Kingdom Hearts 3 though too, with all the stupid theme park ride like attacks and stuff. What's up, Aether? How are you doing? Good to see you, brother. Aether, do you have a horse in the race of the great turn-based versus non-turn-based wars of JRPGs in 2025? In the year of our Lord 2025, the fight that's heating up because of a little game called Expedition 33. And what I'm worried about is that it's going to make it so a lot of people that are on one side of that fight, because the internet is the internet and people will feel like they can't enjoy both things, are just not going to try Expedition 33, which would be such a bummer because it's so good. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Retro says, I find 33 too busy. Nice. Is it because of all the dodges and the parrying? Aether says, I want to get Expedition 33 simply because it looks so well made. I love RPGs as it is. Snoopy says, I love the open world 3D aspect where you can see enemies as you roam, but the action open world in FF15 almost feels like I'm playing Call of Duty. Dodge, slide cancel, jump, throw, attack, teleport, just too much. I love the intense casual action of the Final Fantasy of yesteryear. Yeah, I would highly recommend then to you a little game called Expedition 33. It's so good. It's so good. It looks and plays very similar to Final Fantasy X. The addition it has, though, on top of traditional turn-based stuff, is that you can go into any. You can certainly play that game just traditionally turn-based, although you're going to have a rough time if you do that. But you can dodge or parry every attack that comes at you. So it's turn-based. It looks like Final Fantasy X, but every single attack that's coming at you, if you get the timing right, you can not take any damage. And if you get the timing right and it's a smaller window for it, you can actually reflect all the damage back. Like, it's pretty great. FF10 is my all-time favorite. I would strongly recommend Expedition 33 then. I think you will have a very good time with it. Nick says, you can't do a classic turn-based. If you ignore dodge and parry and gradient and jump, you won't be able to finish the game even on easy. Okay. I just kind of assumed you could level up high enough, supposedly, that you would be okay. But I mean, the dodge is pretty generous. Retro said all of a sudden changes of perspective gives you motion sickness. I'm sorry. I guess I'm lucky that that's not a thing that is hitting me, but Nick says, okay, well, you could if you grinded like crazy and just level the yeah, that was my get. Like, I wouldn't recommend playing it that way, but I suppose you could. But that game is definitely scaled to be played while dodging at least some portion of the attacks. I'm not good enough to parry. I'm not good enough at video games. I would certainly like to be. Oh, antidote. That's what I need. Oh, no, we need to cast Setsuna. We have a spell for that. Jeff, you dumb slut. Come on. Where is... Okay. There we go. Boom. Gotta level up that spell. I almost, like, didn't. We got it up to level 3. Nick says, if you get perfect on dodges, you can parry because it's the same timing. If you get dodged, then you would have got hit parrying. That's good advice. I do get some perfects, but not... It's pretty spotty. Oh my gosh. It's so many stupid items. So this game has a very finite item system, and then as you pick up key items, it doesn't let you get rid of them. And so your inventory space actually gets smaller as this game goes on. I'm just gonna drop a Pure because I don't need it because I'm casting spells for it instead. Watch me pick up a Pure out of this chest. No, it's an Ice Gauntlet. Does that help? Is that a thing that raises our level at all? Uh, 65 and 51. Okay. Up to 56. Sure. Sure. Look at this crew. Monsters first. Oh, they're gonna run away. Okay. Those guys hit so hard. No one but the zombies. Zombies aren't ever gonna run. I would say about Expedition 33 too, that Esquier is my favorite character in a game and maybe forever. He can do no wrong. I would die for him, and Lena says that about every time she walks through the room and watches me playing that game too. Like, I would die for that character. It's pretty great. Nick says, oh yeah, he's a breakout favorite for sure. And it's funny because it's just like, you look at that, there's some things about that game that are like, definitely French. You know, it is an FRPG, not a JRPG. But there is no reason that game couldn't have had Final Fantasy in the title. You know, if that game is what would have come out as like Final Fantasy 17, people would have lost their minds and been like, oh my god, greatest Final Fantasy game in years. And like even things like that character are just like feels like some of the best stuff that we had. And now it doesn't have a lot of the weird Japanese zipper outfits and whatever the fuck happens to that. Nick says, I would imagine Squeenix has had some meetings over the past couple days. I imagine so. Like, watching someone else come in and completely eat your lunch is gotta, I would assume, make some changes, but because there's just no reason. Like, that should be theirs. You know, that is what they are known for, and that is what that series is known for, and to watch someone else come in and just do it Brutal. Alright, so I had to check the map again to make sure I am walking the right way. Hard to remember in between all these silly battles. It's kind of a brutal trek up this tower. Yeah, I'm not sitting here trying to yuck the yums of anyone who's like, oh my god, I love new Final Fantasy so much, because I know those people are out there. And I don't want them to have a bad time. It's rough because it's like, it feels like, I try to explain it to people that like are younger, and it's a hard thing to explain. Especially if you just love Final Fantasy games now, it's like, imagine you were a big football fan, and like all of a sudden football was like, hey, we're not doing downs anymore because nobody wants to watch football with downs. So it's just like all plays are just happening. Like people are just running around with the ball, and then there's a whole bunch of old people going like, I can't follow this anymore. I'm lost. I'm so confused. And then you have some people that grow up in that and are like, no, I like football. Football's my favorite. And then you're the old person being like, yeah, but I miss downs. And like I'm tired of hearing about that. And then every time you're like, hey, can you, and the ratings for football keep going down. And every time you're like, hey, can you guys just release football with downs again? And they're like, nobody wants that. And they're like, well, I do. And they're like, well, you're old. And I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, then a game comes out that is like, hey, we can't call this football, but it's football. And look, there's downs again, and it blows up. And like, you want to be like, see, I told you so. And then you feel bad because there's some people that have grown up with that being football. They're like, but I like this. It says you run with that sports analogy on a Twitch channel of people watching you play Final Fantasy 2. Sorry, I'll try doing it as hockey for you. I can't figure out how that would, but you and Dylan like hockey. I'm just assuming. That was a broad generalization of just a Canadian. But we're practically Canada here in Michigan, so like every other person here is like either obsessed with football or hockey. Nick says, I'm old, but so are the other people who have the money to buy your consoles and games, so maybe listen to us. Yeah. Nick says, you know what the kicker is, though? On the Nexus mods, there are a bunch of mods for FF7 that make it the remake I always wanted. HD characters fully voiced, HD textures, updated models. Fans made it before Square did, and to be honest, I bet for funsies, if they collected the mods on Nexus, paid the people, and released the game, people would love it. Yeah. I was surprised that they didn't... If I'm Square Enix, I would have bought this game before it came out and just stamped the Final Fantasy name on it. I think that would have been the correct move for them to do. I don't think there's any way they don't make money on that. Richard says, Canadian here who only watches soccer. I have to run some ads. I'll be right back in 3 minutes. I gotta pay Jeff Bezos some money, so give me a few minutes. I'll be right back.
What would you do if I was like everything was just like, oh right guys, how are my ducklings today? Yeah. one of those kids' books called Pipey's Plow Time? I need you to move this way.
This way?
Yeah. Right there. Oh, Pip is pouting. Okay. I saw Pipey's Plow Time.
We know you're dyslexic, but like, bro. Pip is pouting. He sure is.
It was one of those, you rolled right by it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that one's called Pipey's Plow Time. And I was like, Pipey's Plow Time?
Mr. Tomato and Friends. Can't really read that one. Big Ben's Magic Blanket.
Okay. Pip is pouting because it's not plow time. He said that's not dyslexia, Jeff. That's theirs. It could be. Could be.
Last night, you rolled over in your sleep to me and said, "Happy birthday." And I said, "What?" And you said, "Happy birthday." And I said, "Oh no. No, sweetheart, it's your birthday."
See, I'm going senile already.
You're like, "It is my birthday." And I was like, "Yes." Yes, it is. It was the cutest thing. And you were so genuine and sweet, too. You, like, rolled over and, like, wrapped me in the biggest hug ever. And you're just like, "Happy birthday." And I'm like, whoa.
I must have been dreaming that it was your birthday or something.
Why would you dream it was my birthday on your birthday?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not dreaming for me.
No.
And
Oh my
birthdays
God.
are on the mind, and I don't really care about mine. I do
I
care about
care.
yours a lot. Cruise the sun.
Like the sun?
Like the literal sun.
Planet?
The sun is not a planet.
No. Back up. The thing in our sky.
Hello, Clips.
No. I don't want it. I knew it as it was leaving my mouth. I was like, you know this sun's not a planet. But, like, I couldn't think of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The ball of light?
Oh, now I'm asleep. Never mind. I woke up, though. Okay. Let's... I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage. But now I'm paralyzed. Okay. Midstream? Will that break everything? I almost shitted that CJ. Sorry. I was just talking about Giant Bomb, and we'll cover this more tomorrow. This is insane breaking news. But those guys got the site back. The site that was started originally when... So, the origin of Giant Bomb is tied to Kane and Lynch 2, of all things. Jeff Gerstmann, who is like the original founder of Giant Bomb, basically gave Kane and Lynch 2 a bad review when he was at GameSpot. And GameSpot was like, no, they pay our advertising, so you need to give it a better review. And he's like, no. And then they fired him. And then everyone quit in solidarity and started Giant Bomb. And then, but because they were trying to do a video game website in, like, the early 2000s and needed venture capital money, they started a thing with one corporation that sold to another corporation that sold to another corporation. But now they are independent, which is pretty fucking rad. That's breaking news as of an hour or two ago. So that's fucking amazing.
then good on them. And that's really neat. I really hope that it's interesting because this new crew is like their own thing, and obviously the guys that have gone on to other things like are a big piece of it too. And I would like to see them come back in some capacity, but fucking rad. That's good news. That's good news on a Monday. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I. My mic is muted. My mic might have been muted that whole time. That I was just talking about that. Giant Bomb. I was just literally talking about them. They just went independent though. It's a pretty fucking rad, amazing news. It wasn't okay. It was just muted over here. Awesome. Cool. That's fucking red as all hell, and I can't wait to read more of that. But for now, we got work to do. We gotta get through this insane tower. There's so much tower. One might say too much. Okay. So that opts me out. Of 11, which is now how I get to 12. Although I have to walk over so much ice. The dungeons of this game are a choice. They're I mean, like, I'm not gonna call them bad, but they're a choice. There's definitely a world in which the dungeons of this game were, but they're figuring out. You know, it's hard to get too mad at them, and it's like these are the game. You can see them experimenting and whittling from the experiments already in these two games, and it's what leads to, by the time they hit 4, some of my favorite video games of all time. That stretch from like, I've never played 3, so it'll be interesting to see that one, right? But that stretch from like 4 to 10 is just, it's just incredible banger of a game after incredible banger of a game after incredible banger of a game. And so I'm very much looking forward to it. I have a soft spot for 5. 5's one of my favorites. Alright, we're gonna have to make sure we're doing a cure before we get on to ice. Is it just that he has like nothing equipped? And we could solve our item problem if we... No, he's got some stuff. Do we have something that's better? Is steel better or silver better? Okay, oh, that's a helmet. Is steel better or silver better? The same. Yeah, I don't think that's the answer. He's just a boy who doesn't like the cold. Didn't like the lava. See, that's not the lava was real bad. Like, he could not handle. Forgot about these sassy bitches. Look at them. They're having a good time. Boom. Oops, that's not who I meant to target, but sure. I sent a free comic to the wrong person. That was that text. It'll be okay. We do our live comic show on Wednesday nights. We do like so many giveaways, and it's really easy to like, especially the people that just, because sometimes people just hop on, win one book and leave, and those ones are the ones that's really easy to like, when I'm moving around everyone's piles and stuff, accidentally mix up. And so it is not the end of the world when it happens, because it happens probably more than people realize, of me just going like, oh yeah, sorry, I'll make it up to you. But it's interesting and it makes sense and people are wonderful, but it's like, you would think if I accidentally send someone the wrong free comic that they'd just be like, oh, Yahtzee. And instead, because people are people and they're amazing, it's usually like, oh my god, I ended up with this, I'm so sorry, how can I get this to this person? And more often than not, it's not, you know, even that person is like, it's fine, I don't need that. I don't even know if I want or need what's in there, but I guess I'll dump this since I'm already wearing one. The inventory management in this game is... Now I got an ice sword. Now we're talking. Maybe. Let's see if... 65 to 85. I mean, that's a pretty big switch. Although we're gonna go fight an ice enemy, I'm sure that for that particular battle, it's not going to be an upgrade. But why am I having her fight? That would be silly. Stone. I look away for 2 seconds to talk to someone about a comic book, and we're stone. Great. Do we not have a soft? That would be insane. That would be insane to come all this way and have fucking white masks and gold shields and giant things and tents and no softs. It's hot. It is hot as fuck outside today. I don't know what it is here or what it is by you, but we just went and got like groceries and some food and stuff, and we were instantly like, oh, we have to change all of our clothes and everything. Yeah, it's 79 here today, which is a lot. I had to change my shirt, my nice branded work shirt. Yeah, it's gross. My nipple is showing. Yeah. Give me a second to respond to this work thing. to answer comic book questions. We're kind of fucked. I wonder, I can look and see. Gosh, this sucks because I gotta get this far into this again. I can try to keep going, but we're literally at like the. I'll try to show you. Turn this down so it doesn't. Actually, just pause the audio. I'm trying to find ways that's not going to murder people's ears. Let me switch over to the, and then, yeah. That's not what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. This is where we're at. So we've gotten from here all the way down to here, and we still have all the way down to here to go. I mean, up, rather. We're going up. It's down in the page in the guide, but up is what we're going. And, just got in my car to get my kid for school. Snoopy says, this can't be right. It says 92. It's hot out there. It is certainly hot. So I don't see a world where we make it from here all the way to here without our, like, main magic user. I think we have to bail this run, which is a fucking bummer and a half. God damn this game. This game... it's wild. It's fucking wild. Alright, so we're gonna have to... Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's get back to our... Alright. Get back here. And then let's... Oh, I can't believe we have to bail on this run. What you gonna do though, you know? It is what it is. Let's cure him up enough so that he can get... What's real rough is that the town that's right next to us might not sell softs. We might have to go find a different town just to buy softs. I can't remember if that opening town even sells them. Oh my gosh. I literally walked... Fight some werewolves. I mean, this is this game, though. This is like we were having a decent run through here. Got to a part where it's like, oh, nope, she's stoned now. And then, you know, we have to get a soft. Hopefully, we can find one in the town right here, but if we can't, like, we might be SOL. And then we have to go figure out which towns have softs and which towns don't, which the closest of those is to us. The good news is that this game is kind of like Dark Souls, and that everything in the map is kind of close together. I think that's spells. We want items. Oh, there we go. right at my starting screen that I didn't look close enough at. Sure. And we have all these like revives, we have all these like other things that are like helpful. And then all these fucking, you know, key items that aren't any good to us. But also we can't do anything with it. It won't let us sell them, it won't let us drop them. Alright, eye drops won't help us. What do you have? You do have softs. Okay, thank God. There's at least that. Alright, so let's use one soft. Get her healed up. And then we need to buy a soft or two. I don't know what else I can... I guess I can sell these guys if we're not using them. I don't even know what this stuff does. I have one of them equipped, but it doesn't... Seems like a weird thing to just sell. I'm not selling a revive. And staff can certainly go. Sell my canoe. Alright, let's do that, and then we'll buy some softs. The rough thing is I'm trying to get Insuna leveled up enough so that is an option when someone is turned to stone. But the only person who's got it close enough even, like one, we're not high enough level to do that with Insuna, and two, the person who is the closest is her. So if she gets turned into stone, we're still fucked. Which is dumb. But again, what you gonna do? That's the game. That's these old games. Sometimes your run on a dungeon it's like RNG hits, and then it doesn't go the way you want. And you know what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like be like, oh, this game's dumb, and just never play it again? Or are you gonna persevere and try again and hope that you don't get turned to stone this time, or hope you have enough softs because you actually attacked them this time around. And if you're me, usually you give up. Until one day, you know, you make it a whole stream thing that I'm going to play through every Final Fantasy game and play through the original versions of them. And then you put yourself in a position where you can't give up, and so you finally don't. Boom. Ba-boom boom. I was gonna save before I went in there, but I keep forgetting that that's not an option, that I have to save before the little cinema goes on. Oops. Okay, back, what did I miss? I got a little further on the screen I was in, and then someone got turned to stone, and then I didn't have any softs, so I had to abandon the quest and start it all over again. Because that's playing these NES era Final Fantasy games. I mean, I could have had softs in a world where I was just playing this more regularly, more efficiently. I probably would have, but I forgot why I had the weather up. Because we were talking about how hot it is. Alright, so let's go up there. It is very warm here. It's not warm in this room though. They have the air conditioner running. Unless you're talking about how good I look in my Dolly Parton shirt. Which I don't do that. It would make me vastly uncomfortable. We did it! Yay! Okay, let's make sure our big dumb smashy guy is healed all up, so he can be doing his big dumb smashing stuff. Alright, and then we'll cruise up. And remember what to do on this screen. What is fun is that sometimes you do this so many times that you get to a point where you're just like, okay, there was that point in the first game where you had to do basically a dungeon that led into a separate different dungeon, and I had gotten so good by the end of just taking the like shortest distance path through all of those screens, just to get that one. You're scaling up too. Oh my god, I forgot that this is probably the analog to that one. That makes a lot of sense, because they do this in the first game. Just a tower that is just like, oh my god. Okay. This is Dolly Parton with jorts, I should hope. No, I've got the full jeans on right now. Maybe with the jorts later. If I do anything outside today, but I'm an indoor kid. I do have more mowing and stuff to do, but my kids get back to my house on Friday, so if I can manage to make the lawn like just manageable enough, then they can be doing the mowing when they get here. Yeah. Think harder, not smarter, or whatever. I'm supposedly doing stand-up somewhere Friday night too, I think. I gotta confirm that. I was very much like, hey, I want to start doing stand-up again, and so I messaged all the people to be like, hey, I'm gonna be booking up June like crazy, because because I'm gonna start doing stand-up again, and so I messaged a lot of my old contacts. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna be doing stand-up again, like come June, you know, I have a kid graduate in May, and then it's like, cool, can you do this thing May 19th? Yeah. I was looking for June, but yes. And we'll still see how that goes. Selena's still in the like, yeah, no, it'll be great. I'm like, I don't think, like today I wrap this up here in an hour and a half, and then I'm just around for the rest of the night. I don't think she's ready for a world where it's like, okay, hop in a car, we're driving to Cleveland, which was my old life. Hey, we gotta go to Jamestown, Wisconsin tonight. It's a 9-hour drive, but don't worry, I'm getting paid $50 and 2 beers. But we'll see. I'm excited about starting to do it again, and it's time. I gave it up when my kids were little. It does fit into my life now in a way it definitely did not before. And it is standing on stage and telling jokes is it may be the greatest drug ever concocted by man. Pretty great. I both heavily recommend it and don't at all. Because it's you know, it's a drug. It's dangerous. Nick says, I don't know. I hear meth is pretty good too. I've talked. Again, comedians. You know, I've known several people that have done both, and will tell you that comedy is the far more addictive thing. Usually, the things like meth happen because you're trying to keep that high going after the show. You're like attempting to fill that hole that is now made because like you were just standing on stage with a microphone. And everyone had to listen to you and you were making jokes and people were laughing and it feels great. And then your set's done and then you just have to go sit by yourself in a hotel room. And then, but you're like, well, maybe I could take these drugs and then I will feel like I did an hour ago when I was standing on stage. Or, well, tomorrow night when I'm standing on stage at a Go Bananas in Kentucky. So, I guess meth's alright. That's how you get there. It's not good. The drugs are not good. They're fun. They're not good. I did have at least one stand-up establishment try to pay me in cocaine at one point, which is fun. I do not indulge. I'm not a cocaine person. Mostly because it would be bad for me. I know I would like it. I just smoked a bunch of weed, so keep talking, sir. It's so weird. I try to talk to my kids about the world that was weed prior to, and they live in Michigan, right? So like the amount of times I've had to be like, especially I think it's recreational legal in Ohio now, but like we'd take a trip down to Cedar Point and it's like it's you're taking your teenager and a bunch of your teenager's friends and you're just like, you never want to be the cool parent, but you also want to be like all right kids, I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just letting you know prior to us getting into a vehicle and driving someplace that we are driving from a state where everything is illegal for you, but we're driving from a state in which stuff is legal to a state where stuff is illegal. And please don't put me in the position where I don't need to know anything, but like make smart choices, please. And it's so weird, but then now it's legal there now. But like even just trying to explain to my kids just like what the world was like, and it's like, what? It was illegal before, but you still got it? You're like, yeah, I don't know. It's the way life was. It's weird. Like, well, I don't know. It was cool. You went to some guy's house and you bought it, and then you had to kind of hang out with him for a while because you felt weird not. You didn't feel like you could just bail. So you're just like, all right, I guess, yeah, he's handing you a controller, and so you're like, I was kind of going to a party, but I guess I'm sitting here playing Call of Duty for a while. Then he turns on to a movie, and then you're like, I really need to get out of here, but I want to be able to come over here and buy it the next time. I don't know what to do. It was like that. It's like trying to explain calling cards to kids. They don't understand. Nick says, I replaced drinking with weed. I couldn't do anything other than weed, though. Like, no mushrooms, no LSD, no anything. Like, I have such an addictive personality. I just know, and I'd have been doing something because reality straight is terrible. Yeah. I'm really careful about what I let myself try for that reason, too. Weed is one of the few things I had to, like, completely, like be like, okay, you can't handle this, buddy. Like, I can, you know, I haven't had a cigarette in 10 years, and it wasn't a huge, crazy, substantial fight coming off of those, right? It wasn't easy, but it wasn't like I didn't struggle like some people do, and I'm extremely lucky for that. Weed ruined my life. Like, there is, I had like a little, like, where my parents moved. They lived on the other side of the country, and then suddenly they were gonna live like 20 minutes away, and I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. And my buddy was like, do you want to buy a bong? And I was like, I think I do. And then I lost like a year of my life. And it was bad. And so I barely smoke weed these days because I am not someone who can handle it. Once in a while I'll partake, but it's very weird because it's definitely one of those things where it creeps earlier and earlier in the day, and then it gets more and more to where it's like why not smoke it and then go to work is how it starts, and then it very quickly turns into like, well, I can't work sober. Like, it's and the dumb brain logic just starts turning. Nick says, quit smoking though. Congratulations, that's amazing. Snoopy says Coke was boring. Oh, don't tell me that, because like the best thing in the world is me actually trying it and it being boring. The worst and far more likely scenario is me going like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then my life is ruined. Maybe you just have to be in 1983 for bumps to be enjoyable. I don't know. I do know that these days I wouldn't mess around with it because like all that stuff, there's just so much fentanyl in everything right now that even my buddies that were always like, but if you ever want to try it, are just like, when I talk to them, they're like, yeah, I don't do coke right now. It's not good. Like, it's scary out there. All right. Snoopy says, if you have ADHD, it's not the same as being a normal. Oh, that probably would be me then. That sucks. Nick says, which makes no sense because it's so much more expensive than the shit they're putting it in. Snoopy says I wouldn't touch any of it now because yeah, that's what I hear. I just hear like, people seem to be like, yeah, you kind of missed your window to try it. Maybe it'll come up again, but oh, looks like the boss stays beaten. So at least there's that. That's unique to this game because that was definitely not the case in the last one. Any of the dungeons where it's like, hey, there's multiple bosses, you had to beat them all in the same run. Steve says it was like 10 to 15 years ago when I did it. My joke used to be always that when I turned 60, I was going to start doing cocaine, but we'll see. I actually have someone I love and care about in my life now, so he would get a little angry if I was like, woo, throw life in the wind. Yeah, I was just talking about you and how you won't let me do fun things like cocaine.
In fact, we've been to plenty of functions. I was the one who wanted to do coke, and you had to tell me not to. So.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't. It's probably not good. To take care of themselves, yeah. Snoopy says no, that window's closed unless they allow it to be sold legally. Yeah, there's too much fentanyl out there. There's definitely not a world where I'm like, all right, let me go on a quest for the cocaine. It's not happening. All right, so we basically got back to where we were. So that's the good news.
Congrats.
You have to turn your mic up if you're gonna.
I don't want to be here. I'm just sitting here for a second because I heard you talking about me.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about how my old thing used to be that I was gonna do cocaine when I was 60, but you seem to want me around a long time, so.
I do want you around. You should have done cocaine sooner then. I don't know what to tell you. Like, fuck, man.
Well, it's right, like, that was always the thing that was like, I was like, you know, once I make it, I didn't really want to live till 260, let alone past 60 before, so I was just like, if I make it there, like, I'm gonna stop saying no to myself on stuff, but...
Well, you decided to date somebody 9 years younger than you. That means that you have to live longer.
Ugh. So long. I had to redo most of this dungeon, and that wasn't annoying or frustrating at all. It's a big, long dungeon. It's a tower. We keep climbing up it.
Here, waffles.
What are we doing for dinner tonight?
Pizza.
Pizza?
I don't know.
What kind of pizza?
I don't know. Just throwing something out there.
I don't hate pizza. We really need to stop eating out, though.
Okay, well then what do you want for dinner? You asked me what I wanted for dinner.
Well, now I want pizza. But like, if we do pizza tonight, we really have to like, we need to do a Aldi trip and then get stuff for.
Waffles.
Naru says don't do cocaine, folks. There are better drugs that are far better and don't kill you that fast. That's probably true.
Yeah, I know for a fact my heart can't handle cocaine.
Yeah, that's not probably a good plan. I'm just so vanilla and boring these days. I don't really do hardly anything. I probably would smoke weed if I could handle it, but again, I cannot handle it. It's bad, and it's bad because I love it so much. There would be no comic store, there would be no streams, there would be no anything. It would just be Jeff sitting on the couch, being like, "Oh, what, Bill? Oh, damn. All right, can we sell something else, man?" Like that. I become that guy pretty quickly.
Oh.
It's bad. Oh. Giant Bomb bought themselves, by the way. That happened like an hour ago.
That's good.
That's very good.
Okay.
They bought themselves away from the corporation that was like...
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Yeah. Which is fucking wild and cool and neat and very excited about it. Okay. I was looking for my map.
I'm gonna go throw away my garbage and then I'm gonna...
Alright, I appreciate
go back out to the garage.
your existence, even though you won't let me do cocaine.
Oh my god, stop telling people I'm not letting you do cocaine. Actually, you know what? Tell everybody that.
Don't let me have any fun. I don't even recognize which screen I'm on. Where's my...
Oh. You wanna go out and party and have fun?
No, not really.
You wanna go to Necto tonight?
No, I do not want to go to Necto tonight.
So I thought.
I would like to sit on my couch and play Expedition 33 like an old man. Thank you. Okay. I turned her mic off. Sorry, it was probably loud with the air conditioning, but probably more maddening when someone's talking and you can't hear them. Okay, I figured out where I'm going. And then I'm in a bath. Potential spam. I don't want to talk to you, potential spam. These are the basilisks. These are the guys that stoned me last time. Hopefully I can sneak through here. You forgot your drink? to say, I just turned your microphone off. Oh, so it's okay. Love you. Oh, Snoopy. If you're still here, I have a show recommendation to you. I think you're the few people I know. Maybe maybe Nix would be into it too. But I think you guys would very much enjoy it. You have to have a little scotch. It's a little scotch of asshole in ya, I think, to appreciate it. But it's become my new favorite thing to watch on the regular, and I find it helpful too. It helps me get my head right with like what I'm working on. But I forget the guy's name. It's Caleb something. Oh, your Labubu is here? Oh, your car seat for your Labubu is here. You don't need to Okay, give me a second. And I will... Oh, well, no, it's a Labubu unboxing thing. Well, it's not for the Labubu, it's for the, Let's go. Oh, that's the wrong camera. You've unboxed the car seat for the Labubu.
Oh, so it goes in like this. I think. I don't know. It hooks into something in your car. And then, yeah, here's the little...
And then your Labubu rides in that?
Yeah, here's the straps came off. That's not safe. I'm going to have to figure that out.
Sorry, aren't everything... For those that missed the show this morning, our whole life is ruled by Labubus now.
They're my babies. I don't have any yet. They're in... Oh, God.
They're on their way. There's some new... What would you call those things? Dolls?
Collectors, something, collector item, I guess. I don't know.
They're look like kind of like I'm not gonna Google that. We showed them off a lot in the morning show,
yeah.
And then we'll show them off when the actual ones get here. I'm sure.
Here.
But yeah, they're Labubus. Oh, it's called what? It's called Financial Audit. The guy's name is Caleb Hammer. Caleb Hammer. It's a YouTube show in which they just bring on people. Literally go on there the way people would go on other reality shows and stuff to be like, hey, my finances are a wreck, and he just sits there and he just like yells at them. He goes through, and it's like, it's actually helpful because it helps my brain with like making better decisions and stuff. But it's good. It's a very watchable show. Yeah, it can live there for now.
Yeah. Oh, they gave me like a little air freshener. Is it tiny too?
Probably.
Oh, it looks like drugs. I don't like that. Oh, it's wet. Ew, and it smells like a lobby of a hotel. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that's
What
weird.
is that?
I don't need to touch it. But yeah, next, it's a, Caleb Hammer is the guy's name who does it, and it's Financial Audit, and it's just like he brings people on, and it's because people are people, and so it's like even when they know they're going on there because their finances are kind of a wreck, they're people, and so they still lie about and so they'll be sitting there. Sometimes it's couples, and like lies between the couples come out during the show. And it's just a YouTube show. So it's like, the guy's from Michigan, he lives now in Austin. And people get paid more to go on the show now, but like, when he started, he was just like a stand-up that started paying people $50 a show to sit down in front of them and do it. It's a good time. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a really sad and frustrating time, especially some of those couples ones, because you get to see people that are just like, there's one that's already like a pretty notorious episode of where a guy is just, he's one of those dudes that works on the road, and his wife is trying very hard to like be meticulous and good with money. It's funny, except when it's soul crushingly sad. That's kind of my whole vibe. that's the kinds of things I enjoy, which is why like I also think Snoopy will enjoy it, and I would say you, but then other people would be like, this is just too sad. It's only funny when you get, because some people are just, they lie, and they are like so committed to lie to themselves, and you just have a guy across from them that is just like, you didn't pay it, you haven't paid this card in 3 months, what are you doing? Like, it's great. He would yell at you for your
You
Labubu.
didn't pay your Kohl's card, but you bought a Labubu?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can figure it out in my head. That stopped me from buying another Labubu.
He stopped you from buying another Labubu?
Yeah, because I was going to get one. They had another drop yesterday. I was going to get another one, but then I was like, you know what? Not like that.
He would not like you buying another. There are a bunch of people that like literally put his image on like their debit cards and stuff. Yeah, because. All right.
It's making the rest of the house.
I'm fine with it. It feels great.
Okay.
It's probably not great for a power bill, but I don't care about that right this second. I care about whether or not I can make it through this tower. We'll see. This is literally where we hit the point of no return last time. If I take one more step, it'll be the furthest in this tower I've ever been. That was a pretty unrecognizable quote by one Samwise Gamgee. I'm not sure if you guys picked up on it. It did, the Caleb Hammer stuff did help me, because it's like, prior to us getting going on Twitch, we had an absurd number of show and movie streaming service subscriptions, and it's like, it's tough too, because like with what we do, we have so many like volunteer people that work and help out, and we used to do a lot more like media review stuff of like, hey, every time there's a new episode of Mandalorian, you need to come and we need to record episodes about it, that kind of stuff. And I couldn't afford to pay people, and so it'd be a lot of like, you can always use our Disney Plus, or you can always use our, that was a lot of how we took care of people. And then when we started up Dork Duck, we transitioned out of a lot of that stuff, and a lot of it was just like me and Selena and more video gamey stuff. And then I kind of still had all of those. For a while, it was because like some of them were still, like people were still using them, and then that stopped being true after a while, and it was just like, it starts getting like, why do you have all these? You know, like why are you spending all this time and money on all these streaming services? But then I would just like forget. So I would just like forget to like cancel them, and so I just had them all, and then like eventually you do watch something on it and you're like, all right. But then we started getting heavier into Switch, which meant I was watching things a lot less. Twitch, which meant we were watching things a lot less. And it also meant that, like, you know, I have a number of friends on here now that like I don't want to, not like it's a ton, but like that $5 a month for a lot of people, and it's not like a ton, but it starts to add up, you know, and I wanted to justify keeping those. And like watching that show was helpful to finally be like, come on, dude. Like you can't keep all of this. This is not sustainable. And so it was like, you know, the first thing I did after watching it, I went through and canceled a whole fuck ton of stuff, and it felt good. And so I was saying, like, I'm sure there'd be people that are like, I don't know, he's too mean. I don't like how mean he is. And he is that. But it has definitely helped me like take a harder look at my own finances. Some people out there like literally, yeah, put his face on their debit card so they see his face whenever they go to try to buy something, which is silly and neat. All right, Ice Giant time.
Well done to get here, but you have to defeat me to go ahead.
W Giant. Maybe it's Walter. Walter Giant. Hopefully fire will be more effective this time around. It was not. Yeah, I would imagine against ice, but you never know. All right. Fire. We're doing okay, folks. We're doing all right. WP Giant has died. Edward keeps leveling up, which means he's becoming less and less squishy, which is nice. We really did seem to like hit the sweet spot where like we had him leveled up enough that like he can hang out through this run and he's catching levels while doing it. All right, let's next screen. I'm just gonna make a screen on here to do this because I keep not, and it will be helpful. So let's get that going so we can see it. We'll get my dumb face over top of it as well. Maybe. That'd be video capture. Yeah, existing. Perfect. Yeah. Well, that's too large. No one needs to see that much of me. Okay, so we're here. We're at the 13. 14 goes to a dead end. 15 goes to a dead end. It looks like 16 is probably what we want to do. Let me scroll this down. 16 goes into 17. Which comes out here, and then 18 will take us to okay, yeah. So we need to go from 13 all the way to 16. So we have to go around this entire stupid. Wait, how do we get? Okay, we have to go on the right side. Yeah. So if we take this one down, dead end, and it's like, ha ha ha! You have to fight so many more battles. Game design. All right. We got this. We got this. All right. I'm gonna run ads real quick. I'm gonna keep fighting though. I want to try to make it through this dungeon, so I'm gonna keep fighting while running ads. I'll try not to say anything too interesting for people that are not subscribed. Bam, 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 bam. It says, when the streamer thinks people are watching ads, but no one is because they have Prime or a sub. I see you scratching your ass there, son. Yeah, that's me. There's definitely, we used to like never have a hot mic ever off screen because the way that just like I couldn't get my actual soundboard to work. So I had to do it through this weird third or fourth party driver thing. And so when that was the case, every time we left the screen that we would talk on, there would be no microphone because I had to add it over top of everything. So we didn't have just like a global microphone like you usually do on OBS. But since Sam fixed everything, we do. And so it's a whole new thing of learning to be like, okay, let's make sure that make sure there's no hot mic, or make sure that the mic gets turned back on. So that's been a fun learning curve for a minute. There's definitely been a time or two that we did not know the mic was live, and it's been live. Fortunately, we've never like been like saying like anything incredibly heinous or weird, but Nick says I forget to turn my mic back on all the time. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Because again, it just used to go for it, and so I've got on some of these, I've managed to like turn on a bot that turns the mic on and off. At least it's supposed to, but sometimes it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and so you have to like eyeball and confirm that it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? But 99 times out of 100, it works fine. But there's always that one case where, like, for some reason, the macros just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Alright, so how are we doing health-wise? We're doing good. He's at about half of her magic used. Use this thing. You can fight there. You can fight there. Throw everything at the giant to start. Other than the magic that'll hit everybody. Told this story before, but like speaking of mics and things not working and stuff, I think it was like my second ever Final Fantasy stream. There was like nobody there the entire time. Second week playing Final Fantasy 1. And so I'm just like trying to figure out how to like keep talking and keep doing stuff. But it's my second week ever doing, and so I'm just starting to like unravel and a little bit, you know, it was just like, it's fine, just keep talking. And I'm just like singing to the music and stuff to just keep things a trucking down the road. And then I realized towards the very end of the stream that my mic is just jacked up, like as high as it could possibly grow, where it's just breaking up. So it's like all distorted and terrible. And then the desktop audio is completely muted. So there's no Final Fantasy music whatsoever. But there's just my dumbass with a distorted mic, just like da 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 da, blah blah blah, with no It's not like, oh, he's sillily singing over these things. It is just like, oh my god, he has no idea. And it was brutal. It was truly a brutal moment of do the. But it like goes to show you on the like, hey, just do what you're gonna do and keep going, because it and it says it's hilarious and it all probably sounded terrible too. I'm sure it was so bad. So it's like, I'm sure people poked in, but maybe not, because it was week 2, right? So, but it's it really goes to show you though, like what, because I had that Saturday night before, I was watching Vince, who I've known forever. I was watching him stream one of his speed runs of Silent Hill 2. Lingsy was in the chat for that one. And so I met Lingsy during Vince's stream and was like, oh, this guy's cool. And at the end of that terrible, terrible stream, I was like, you know what? Like, let me take my like 2 viewers, of which 2 of them were probably me because I had it turned on in the back or something. I was like, let me take my 2 viewers and go ahead and raid in to Lingsy because he's streaming. And I did. And when I got there, and Lingsy was like, what are you doing? What were you doing, man? And I was like, oh, I'm playing through every Final Fantasy game. And he was like, oh, so you're doing what Sam's doing. And there was a guy named Sam there. And that's how I met Sam, which is how I met Cheeky, and it's how I met you, Nick, it's how I met everything else. And had I not done that raid that day, after what was like the most brutal and terrible like thing of my entire career, dotted with various types of show business, like, had I not done the thing that I wanted to do inside my head, which is just like, no raid today, guys, bye. Like, I never would have met Sam, and truly one of my best friends now, and like all the cool people that I've met on Twitch came out of that moment. Life's really weird. But yeah, just always keep doing your thing. It's rough. It's the thing that like we nerds lose the most out on by not doing sports, because so much of sports is like learning that lesson of just like, hey, you learn, do your thing and keep doing it and like keep refining it, and it's like the opportunity will hit. Nick says, I was in Sam's chats once and talking to a guy who lived across the street from me. What? That's insane. Yeah, all things revolve around Sam, I guess. Okay. So, we've gone 18 to 22. We fought that boss. Now this is really silly. We need to get, I guess, to 24, which is the second to top on the right. Okay. That's going to be so hard to keep track of in between battles, but we will do our best. I hope I can walk across those things. I truly can't tell. Oh man, he's in the back row, so he's not going to be able to hit anything now. Got to move him to the front. And he's got no magic. Alright. Nick says, well, it's funny because I'd mentioned Sam or Shiki or something about butcher shops, and they're like, oh, we have a friend who works at a butcher shops, and turns out we lived across the street from each other a year or two. That's amazing. There's definitely the closest I compare to that is just like, you know, I've lived here in this particular house like for so long, and the amount of times that my kids have been like, so my teacher is one of our neighbors. Miraku XYZ says, geez, how many remasters have there been of this game? Too many to count, probably. I'm doing my best to play the original, the OG, because that's how my brain works, but I don't speak Japanese, so we're playing this translated version, which is really not translated well. They did their best, I think, maybe. They certainly tried. Alright, like someone needed... I guess not too bad. Probably wait on that. She's like terribly low on... I don't know if we brought ethers. Doesn't look like it. We have revives, but no ethers. Okay, we can't walk across these. Alright, so it's like the second to top one, which I think is this one. We want to go across. What are you? Why are you gray? Oh, that's what we forgot, is we forgot to move that guy forward. No! Mirakuru, have you played this game? Do you have strong opinions on it? Nick says one of the best translations we ever got were because they did not spend any time thinking about it. Remember Black Goku? Sure. This is a fan translation, and they seem to have not understood that the words the word that you use for people in a rebellion would be rebels and not rebellions. There's a lot of talk in this game about being one of the rebellions. It's not great. Not great, but you know what you gonna do. I wanted to play the NES game, and not just the Pixel remaster. So here we are. Mirakuru says got the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel remaster collection for PS4. Nice. The Pixel remasters are like really fun versions of these games. I've been wanting to. I do this every Monday, and I've been wanting to play the original versions because my brain would not let me play the Pixel. I wanted to say that I played the original thing. And you know what? At the end of all this, I'll be able to say that. Why remains a good question. Nick says Final Fantasy VII Cloud is in Soldier. That always confused the hell out of me. Yeah, a lot of Seven's plot was always confusing to me, and I always wondered like how much of that was maybe translation based, and would I be able to understand it a little better in a world where we threw everything at that person at the top. What is up, chef? Hello. Hope life is treating you well. Back when I let myself learn things on piano too, I would sit around and learn a lot of the Final Fantasy VII songs. I miss having a piano in the house. I'm not sure where I feel. I definitely don't put 7 as high as a lot of people do. It's definitely... It is Square in the golden age of Square. It is very good. I don't know and can't say that I'm like, I revere 7 the way that most individuals do that are like, oh my gosh, one of the greatest games ever concocted. I'm definitely not there, but I love the soundtrack, though, probably more than anything. The soundtrack is absolutely incredible. Alright, so we need to go in door 31, which is the second from the... Okay. We can get over those things? I think so. We'll find out, I guess. Mira, just to let you know, I am... We found a time cube. Oh, these are walls. Okay. I am using a map because at this point, we've been playing this game for like 6 months. And we need... It's time to be a little more efficient with it. So that we can move on to other things. I've never seen like any of 3. I'm pretty excited about that. I watched a little bit of a streamer playing it like a month or 2 ago, but for the most part, like I'm going to be going into that game pretty blind, which is pretty neat. Not often I get to do that with games anymore, so I'm excited for that. I got to go into this one blind, and I got a whole arc with it where I kind of hated it and then have learned to appreciate it over time. And you know, I'm ready for the next one. Especially because on the other side of 3, get to play what I consider to be the best that Final Fantasy has to offer, which is like that whole run from like 4 to 10. I think it's just absolutely incredible. And I'm very excited to get there and revisit those. And then, you know, I'll probably play 10 too. How the heck am I supposed to... Oh, there's stairs up here. Okay. I get it. It makes sense now. Yeah, because I've never played 10-2 before, and then I'll probably play that. Then obviously I won't play 11 because I don't even know that you can play 11 anymore. And then I've never played through 12, so originally I was gonna stop with 10, but hanging out with Sam has kind of convinced me that like I should play these. Nick says 1000% agree. That's my favorite era too. Granted, I mean I have good memories of hanging out in my buddy's basement, Christmas 1987, playing OG Final Fantasy. Same. Like I have a special place in my heart for that first one, but it's certainly it's them figuring these types of games out, right? Like it has its flaws. And I think honestly that's the case with this one too, and people beat up on this game a lot, but like you're watching them invent what Final Fantasy is in front of you. And that's pretty cool. I would say the first one feels to a lot of people like a more successful game overall. But that certainly has a lot to do with the fact that it's it's much like Baldur's Gate 3. It's a game that steals a lot of stuff from D&D pretty much outright. And so it kind of lacks its own identity because they hadn't come up with it yet. So you get like a whole lot of that first game is just like it has spell slots, which is not a thing. There's no MP, there's spell slots instead. And it's fine. Yes, and the campaign / story of number 1 is like not very ambitious, but because it's not very ambitious, it doesn't have the problems that come with an ambitious story, right? This game, for as much as people want to harp on it as being like not a real Final Fantasy game because the leveling system, but it's like, sure, but so many things of like what becomes Final Fantasy start with this game. Like this super ambitious story. The first Cid, the first Chocobo, the first MP, the first it's just like so much of what becomes Final Fantasy starts right here. Nick says I wouldn't have said D&D, I would have said Ultima 4. Yeah, which in itself is also based on they were running with what was a thing before they hadn't found their own thing yet. And they basically, everywhere they zig in Final Fantasy 1, they zag in Final Fantasy 2. And a huge swath of those decisions become mainstays for the series going forward. It's just what everyone remembers about this game is the leveling system. And hey, thanks so much for the follow, Mirakuru. What everyone remembers about this game is the leveling system. But historically, in some ways, this is a more important Final Fantasy game even than the first one. Because just you have all of that stuff. That's a very big deal. All right, I'm gonna peek at the map. Although I think we're in the end game now, as Avengers would say. Yeah, I think we're there. Let me see. Nick said, and yet this one never came out here. Yep. Well, so what happened was, in all reality, the first one didn't come out here till after. I think after this one, and the third one was already out in Japan. It took them so long to translate it. And then once they did translate it, and then the first one, and then they were looking at what to do with the second one, they realized that by the time they got done translating, they were better off to just translate the Super Nintendo one rather than the two on the NES, so they just left them, and they didn't come out here. Which sucks. I was waiting. I will pour all of my magic force on this door. Alright. That's, sounds a little personal, but if well done, it should open. Now, step back. Oh. Mingwu, Mingwu. I've used my power too much. I need to rest. Go ahead of that door. Mingwu. Alright. Oh, he's done? Whoa! That's a bummer. I like Mingwu. Oh, are these the crystals? I can't hold anymore. Strength be with you. Strength gained. Agility be with you. Agility gained. Cool. Intelligence be with you. Intelligence gained. Neat. Cool. And then I need to drop an item or something. The fuck is a time cube? I didn't see, that's the other problem. I don't know what half this stuff does. Can someone learn Psych? I guess I could just teach it to Edward. There you go, buddy. You learned a spell. Alright. We received the big scary spell. Guys, we did it. Holy shit. Extol. Which again, I think is supposed to be like Ultima. Oh, she's gonna have to drop a spell. Ooh. Alright. You games, thank you. I'm certainly very happy that I didn't know if I was ever gonna get through that stupid tower. It was dumb. Dumb, I say. Shrub. And then now we have the most powerful magic in the game. But now we have to level it up, because that's the other fun thing with this game is it's now a level 1 spell. So once we level up, it'll probably be insane, but we should probably save before we do anything else. Head back towards the mainland. Alright, let's go. Extol. Let's see the most powerful magic in the world. After these guys quit slapping me around. Goodness, can we? There's so much smacking, and then you just ran away. I just want to cast a big, scary, magical spell on you. That's probably not big and scary yet because it's level 1. Yeah, just did 1 damage, or 134 damage. That's okay. We'll keep casting it. It'll keep leveling up. It's so funny. It's not going to cast this time because the person I went to cast it on. So now I just have to grind the spell up, which means I have to go into battles and cast it over and over and over and over and over again. So it can actually level up. It's not going to cast this time because I casted it at nobody, but I think that still counts. Huzzah. We beat the sea dragon. I wonder how long Edward's gonna be hanging out with us. I believe Mingwu died. That's crazy. Alright, I'm gonna look at our handy dandy guide. This one not from GameFAQs, but instead from RPGclassics.com. I like this guide a lot, though. I like the how clean it is. All right, so yeah, we did all that, which was Mystia, the mask, and the rod, which means we have 4 things left on this guide. Leviathan and Mystia Tower. No, we did that. Sorry. We have 3 things left. We're on the Whirlwind. Oh, man. Once you leave Mystia Tower, you'll notice that something has destroyed Altia and that monsters are much stronger inside. I didn't know that we noticed that, because we're bad at noticing things. I guess we were right there. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I can't seem to... Oh yeah, look, it is all destroyed. I didn't even notice. Oh no. Yeah, save. Feel bad when I'm in a battle. Whoa! Hi, guys. I'm gonna cast my spell I'm trying to level up on all of you. Is that okay? Except it was a different time. It's even the most destroyed village I've seen in the past hour. Yeah, it's a little light. Bye, Werecat. Can you stop trying to stun me? I don't like it. You stop stealing my HP. I also don't like that. Jesus. Okay. Stop it. Yeah, make sure we take these guys out, I guess. All right, boom, boom. So far, so good. And then we can use, we have, I don't know that I need any of that. But we have a revive, I thought. Yeah, right there. Is hiding, revive her, and then we can use her magic. Yeah, because I don't know what's going to be working in the town or not at this point. And then, oops, we're going to use her magic to cure everyone. Actually, let's just fucking use a tent. This is a good tent situation, if there ever was one. Is I don't know what's happening inside the town. I didn't read any further on that. Just enough to notice that I was missing something big. Oops. Save. Oh, there's just no town. Okay. I guess we have to cruise up to the castle. It's neat that like the fights here in the starting area are so much worse now. That's a cool thing. That's definitely not a thing that they did at all in the last game, so I like that a lot. You have to say, for a level 1 spell, that spell is doing pretty good. Nick says, yeah, until you play Final Fantasy Tactics, run into the level scaling. It's neat. Like, this game does a lot of, like, really cool things. Like, it's easy to get lost in the sauce of just, like, hashtag not my Final Fantasy, stop hitting yourself, ha ha ha. But like, this is the second ever one. It's cool. There's just a lot of cool stuff going on here. I get it that the leveling system is considered by most people to be a full-on swing and a miss, but I don't know. I think it's cool. And I'm tired of having to pretend I don't. I'll give someone fast. I don't want fizz. I don't think I need a silver helmet either. Thank you, though. Might be safer on the river right now, although I wonder if the river has worse enemies now too. Here, oh no, it's up above me. Holy shit. Alright. Well, this is rough because I can't, I mean, it's smarter for them, but I can't target any of the sorcerers in the back, which are the guys that like really fucked me up that last time. So I'm gonna stick with Extel. It seems to be really doing the trick. Yeah, I need to remember to move him up front. He's not really doing much for us back there. If I hit everyone with it, how will that land? You get that guy. You get that guy. I would say it's not as effective in the group. Quit draining our HP. Not nice. Let's see. It should be time for us to go. Alright, well, we're gonna extol that guy back there. You're gonna hit there. You're gonna hit there. Not sure what a cat's doing. Causing some sort of ruckus. Guess I'm just trying to get to the castle. Or we wrap things up in like 15 minutes. At this point, I want to see it. Now you gotta be your dumb little sorcerers. Cause me all sorts of issues. Sleepy today. Alright. We'll get rubbed back since we dropped it before. I don't have anyone using the bow and arrow, so. There's like a tornado. I'm guessing I'm going towards that tornado. It's pretty rad. I like that there's just a tornado just like camped on the screen. Ominously just like watching over it. What do you guys have to say? Finn will not be able to hold out for another tornado. Altia and Poft are destroyed by the Emperor's tornado. Oh. Are we helpless without the Emperor's power? Apparently I can't get into the tornado. The Emperor is in the tornado. Let us do our best to return to the peace. Okay. Great conversation, guys. Tornado attacked Altia, Gatia, Parm, Poft, and now it's coming to this. But coming here, I'm guessing that's supposed to say. Now we can ask people about a tornado. The Emperor must be controlling the tornado himself. I got lost by the shipwreck. I missed you. You have nothing to say about any of this stuff? Really? Okay. I'm glad that you came back with the spell of Extol, but we will be swallowed by tornado in no time. The only way to get into it is to fly. Okay. I'm flying a warship. It sucks that Altia, Gatia, and Palm and Poft are all gone. Gordon says that even with Ultima, it's too late to stop the Emperor. It is supposed to be Ultima. Nice. Unless you can fly into the whirlwind. You notice that Layla is also alive. Either way, head to Finn and give the password whirlwind or tornado to him. The Hilda are going to talk to you. He will say to search beside the bed. Okay. All right. More to-dos. Well, I kind of thought they would just be like, and here's your mission, if you choose to accept it. But they're just like, ah! Which I suppose is a fine reaction to our tornado just like in the distance, like, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna get you. I'm just gonna save. And then we will do all that running about town stuff when we get back next week at 3 o'clock. I am, however, right. Oh yeah, look, that town's gone too. Fuck. I'm gonna walk into the tornado to see what happens though, because why wouldn't I? I've got to remember to move him up. I keep forgetting. I also, you know, am gonna have to cast Extol a billion times to get it leveled up. Which is fun. I'm sorry, Ultima. Boom, 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 boom. No, she's really gotta stay in it too. I thought we... Oh, I'm looking at his MP. Sorry. I do that all the time. All the time. I've done it like 3 times this session. I'm just like, oh my god, she's only got 40. Oh, that's his. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go! I've got tornadoes to run it directly into for no intelligent reason. We did it. We did it. I don't need any of that. Alright, I'm gonna save state. Just in case, you know. Oh, I can't. What a bummer. I was hoping there'd be some animation or something of me, like, or something, but it's just there. That's gonna do it for us this week, where the tornado that doesn't move and just takes up space but makes you live in a constant state of anxiety is a metaphor for a lot of things in my life. But we got a lot accomplished today. We did so many things. I'm proud of us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Do check out the YouTube channel. I've put a lot of work into that YouTube gaming channel. Nick says, good game, sir. Well done. Thank you. Over there, if you want to see when I finish these Final Fantasy games, I've been doing kind of video essay things of them. So you can go over there to watch that. Me talk about Final Fantasy 1 is on that channel. And right now, we're gonna find someone to say hi to. We have raid messages. There's ones with sub emotes and ones without sub emotes, depending on how you land. Let's see who we're gonna say hi to. Do. Following. Let's go say hi to Stu. I've not raided Stu in a minute. And he's good people. And he's playing Expedition 33, like all of us are. So we're gonna head over there. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see everybody in the morning for more Dork Duck Daily. See you for this show a week from today. We'll be live again from 3 to 6 playing Final Fantasy games. Appreciate you all. Be honest, be kind, be useful, and live a good fucking life. We'll